Startup Podcast PH is co-produced by Sprout Solutions. Check out our partners in the description. Startup Struggles, a new series of the podcast where we talk about challenges and setbacks of Filipino startups. In our first episode of this series, we have Rocket Ship Cargo Pooling, which we first interviewed 2 years ago, and one of its co-founders, June TB. Hello, June. Kamusta?
Hi, Johnny. Good. I'm so happy to be back here. I'm so happy to have this opportunity to share with you and your viewers and listeners, some stuff about our startup na palagay namin makakatulong din for others.
Yeah, it's been a while, no? Actually, it's been 2 years. So I checked yung ating first interview. We released that August 2022. And I think medyo madami nangyari kay Rocket Ship Cargo Pooling. May mga good stuff, may mga bad stuff. And kaya ako nga ginawa itong bagong series para bukod sa pag-usapan lang yung mga parang successes, mga positive things na nangyayari sa mga startups, let's also talk about paano ba nag-struggle yung mga founders despite kumbaga yung mga challenges, yung mga setbacks, ano. But let's first refresh, June. So ano nga ba ulit ang Rocket Ship
Yeah.
Cargo Pooling? This is actually very exciting eh.
Yeah, so for those who are not familiar, to make it simple, para siyang Uber pero for cargos. So halimbawa, babiyahe ako from Metro Manila to my province in Camarines Sur, and most often than not, pag bumabiyahe ako, mag-isa ako sa kotse, I can use Rocket Ship para yung space ko pwedeng magamit ng iba na may ipapadalang parcel to the province. In short, magsasakay ako ng parcel, hindi tao, hindi living things, para ma-deliver yung bagay na yon. And hindi siya kailangan from Taguig to Naga City. Pwede siyang pick up and drop off somewhere along the way. So, parang Uber, but for cargos. And a big difference and common misconception, Johnny, is yung mga sasakyan, hindi sila bumabiyahe para maghanap ng deliveries. May biyahe talaga sila. And ini-utilize natin yung empty space ng sasakyan, to keep things moving.
Oh, well, similar, very similar nga sa Uber. Well, yung sa Uber nga, somehow parang ano siya, parang planned na siya na trip because of the passenger. Pero anyway, parang siyang extra car na may extra space for a person. Ito naman, planned na talaga yung trip ng isang tao, let's say from Manila to Naga nga, or Manila to Baguio. Pero may extra
Yeah.
space for cargo, may extra space for things. So pwede siya maghanap sa app ng Rocket Ship kung mayroon bang gusto magpasabay. And benefit din to dun sa gusto magpasabay ng gamit kasi mapapasabay yung gamit mas mura compared sa ibang courier. Is that right?
Yeah, mas mura and mas mabilis kasi kung idadaan mo yung parcel mo sa, sa usual parcel services, it will take 1 to 2 to 3 days. Ang lagi namin ginagamit na example is kung ako magpapadala ng item from Naga papuntang, say for example, Batangas City. Likely yung parcel ko hindi didiretso ng Batangas City. Baka umakyat pa ng Diarayan and then
Yeah.
puntang Batangas. So dito, kung may babiyahe papuntang Batangas or any location na hindi within the usual corridor, then the network.
Actually, naalala ko lang, no, kasi galing ako Mindanao nung nung August. Tapos may naiwan ako doon, meron pa ako nung gamit, meron pa ako nung jacket na gusto ko makuha. So, sabi sa akin nung taga doon na pinuntahan ko, I went to the TBI dun sa Butuan, sa Caraga. Ipapadala na lang sa akin through courier. Pero 2 months na wala pa kasi mahirap din sa kanila. And ayun nga, kung may gastos pa sa kanila. So, kung may rocket ship meron namang mga Roro ngayon, 'di ba? Parang pwede siya from Caraga to Manila, no? So, pwede ko ipasabay na lang kung meron mong magro-Roro, magka-car land from Mindanao to Luzon. But anyway, ayun, no, so I interviewed you 2 years ago. Ano nga ba man nangyari? So, dun muna tayo sa good stuff and bad stuff. Dun muna tayo sa good stuff. Ano bang mga good stuff na nangyari?
So, from 2021 to 2022 and even early 2023, tumakbo si Rocket Ship, no, and we had some early forms of success after launching the idea and the mobile app. So may mga initial runs kami, we were able to prove even to ourselves, no, na viable yung business model. May mga nakausap kami both here in the Philippines and abroad na naniwala dun sa business model and are actually willing to, help us scale it. So, maganda, exciting yung mga naging progress, slowly but surely. Of course, may mga hiccups along the way. And I think nag-start yung naging issue ni Rocket Ship is if I'm not mistaken, towards the end of 2022 kasi we realized we're running out of runway. Kasi for those who haven't heard about it, nung nag-start si Rocket Ship, it was purely funded by us, the founders, no? So,
Bootstrap.
bootstrapped as usual. But hindi naman tayo mga may unlimited resources, no? So we tried to gather resources from other potential investors. Pero things were a bit slow for us. Wala kaming nakuha in a timely manner until slowly yung runway natin umiiksi. And I know isa yan sa pinakamalaking problema ng mga startups, no? To keep your runway long enough to survive and get to that particular spot na maging financially feasible ka na. So yun, exciting, but of course a lot of hiccups along the way until slowly we need to redesign the business, rebuild the business because of the challenges na na-encounter namin.
Curious lang Jun, kasi itong idea na 'to, I mean, I think very innovative siya and very feasible nga yung business model, So maaaring yung mga challenges ay nangyari lang din dahil sa parang yung mahirap siya gawin, mahirap siya i-implement. Pero curious lang, have you checked ba like sa ibang bansa kung merong parang ganitong idea? Parang
Yeah.
ganitong
Well, based sa research namin dyan around the world, may isa lang na company na may sobrang similar business models.
Hmm.
And this company is based in Netherlands. Ang name ng
Hmm.
hindi ko naman sila pinopromote kasi sobrang layo nila sa atin. Pero yung name ng company is Trankers. Kasi trunk.
Hmm.
Kotse.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
ang galing kasi this company, if I'm not mistaken, umabot na ng Series C funding. So
Hmm.
that means
Hmm.
it's actually working.
Yeah, so
So yung mga lang,
may
yung mga
validation.
countries lang.
Yeah, may validation sa ibang bansa. So, I mean, puwede rin siyang i-validate sa Pilipinas pero ayun 'no, so pag-usapan naman natin yung parang naging medyo challenges I remember actually nung I interviewed you, last time, you were looking for investors. I think you were looking for investors. So, ano nga ba nangyari investment-wise and maybe acquisition-wise? So, ano naman mga nangyari pa kay Rocketship?
So this is the first time that we'll talk about this. And I'm so happy to share this for the very first time with Startup PH now. We entered into an acquisition talks with a foreign company based somewhere in Africa. Hindi ko napapangalanan yung company, no, out of respect. So mahaba yung naging negotiation noon. I think we started with the negotiations, if I'm not mistaken, third quarter of 2023.
Oh.
And then
If I may ask
extend.
lang, Jun, how did they find you? How did they know about you?
Ang galing kasi yun, mutual friends, no? So we have this good friend. His name is Ryan Labrador. He's also a Bicolano. May contact siya na another Filipino who's based in that particular African country. Hanggang sa, napag-usapan, opportunities came up, and we tapped into that opportunity. So, mahaba yung usapan dyan. It took several months, and on our end, we needed to take out the mobile app out of the market in preparation for the acquisition and turnover. And ang nangyari nun, parang nire-develop yung mobile app, no? We also develop a fleet management system kasi yung kausap namin na foreign company, may fleet talaga sila. Like I guess hundreds of trucks running all around the
Hmm.
continent. So nag-develop kami ng fleet management system for them. And may partner din kami na tumulong doon. Also another startup from Naga City. Ngayon, as business negotiations happen, laging may possibility of errors, mistakes, and miscalculations along the way. So, nag-end yung acquisition talks na yon in not so favorable way for us kasi naglabas kami ng fresh capital, we made some changes sa app, sa business organization. We actually raised funds among us founders para lang mai-push yun. Pero it failed. Malungkot kasi masama sa loob tsaka sa bulsa. Pero na-realize namin that means Rocket Ship is now open again to do business. Um, you,
Hmm.
talk to investors, and that's what we're doing right now. No? So there are parties who are interested to join us, and hopefully, it's another big step forward for the company.
Okay. Now I understand mula nung so when you sent me a message, ngayon parang na-gets ko na there's a company who wanted to acquire maybe yung parang technology din ni Rocketship yung
Yeah.
parang yung app and how it works and maybe parang apply them sa sarili nilang fleet management
Yeah.
in their company, 'di ba, basically.
Yeah.
Pero can I ask parang what exactly failed? I mean, ano exactly yung nangyari kung bakit hindi natuloy yung parang talks?
Well, ang nangyari doon is yung other party and I'll try to say this in a way na hindi naman ikasasama ng kabilang party. Pero apparently, yung kausap namin, siya lang pala yung siya lang yung paano siya sasabihin? Hindi umaabot dun sa final decision maker yung lahat. Um, Whatever that person's motivations were, I cannot assume. Pero hanggang dun lang pala. Para lang sa viewers natin, I guess, to make the story short, we were assured that it was a done deal. Kaya sa side namin, naglabas kami ng capital, nag-develop kami ng bagong system. Pero apparently, dun sa boss ng kausap namin, who is a venture capital in her, in her country, and medyo known person to, so di ko na babanggitin yung pangalan na kaya. Yun pala, sa side ng VC, yung African VC, hindi talaga siya a done deal, no? Essentially, or technically speaking, hindi pa done deal on that person's side. So, I think we were just made to believe that, may papupuntahan to. So it was a very ugly ending for all of us. And even internally, sa Rocketship, it kind of caused some frictions with some of our co-founders, which is very normal in any kind of business organization.
Okay. First of all, Jun, onting pat on the back onting parang tawag dito. Kasi to be honest, I've been hearing some stories din, even sa Pilipinas, na medyo similar sa ganito. And I think, parang ang nangyayari kasi dito, wag nating anuhin to, parang baka mamaya ma-take negatively ng mga nakikinig, pero parang sometimes how VCs work, no? Parang meron yung, I forgot the term, yung parang yung mismong investors sa VC, and then so may basically VCs, ang venture capital firm, they're just a firm, no? Parang sila lang yung nag-handle ng pera ng mga talaga nag-i-invest. I forgot the what do you call them. But anyway, minsan yung mga VC firm na ito, nape-pressure sila na parang talagang kumbaga sakalin or parang talagang anuhin yung mga startups, no, na parang sasabihin na done deal na, parang magawa na yung gustong gawin, parang talagang ipo-force nila. But however, hindi pa naman pala talaga done deal dun sa mga kumbaga yung kung saan nanggagaling mismo yung pera. So, I mean, somehow dun sa parang bridge, dun sa parang middleman, doon nagkakaroon ng problema. And it's also because of the system ng ganitong parang venture capitalism na parang parang tawag dito, parang ang term ba dito? Parang nagkakasakalan, no? Nagkaka-pressure no? Hanggang ang pinaka nagsasuffer kayo mismo yung startup, yung mismong founders na gumagawa. What do you think about that?
And I definitely agree with you, John. And even the term middleman, naisip ko, actually pwede. Kasi even in other business models, madalas yung middleman yung nagiging either cause ng good news or bad news. Dun sa side, nangyari sa amin, it really ended up dun sa middleman. So, yung naging problema. And you know what? For startup companies, yun yung isa sa mga challenge na, pag humaba yung buhay ng business, hindi tayo tumiklop agad during our early days, that's one of the possible problems that we may face kapag may kausap na VC, kapag may kausap na tayong gusto mag-acquire. It's a level of sobrang complicated na situation na for those who aren't so used to it, including myself, mapapalaban ka talaga. And mapapasubukan na rin sa mga, sa commitment, sa resources, yun.
Parang yung term natin na due diligence, I mean, sometimes, of course, kasi ang nangyayari dito, nagkakaroon din ng parang, I think nagkakaroon na parang missed expectations, unmatched expectations dun sa mismong top yung na investor, yung talaga may pera, dun sa quote-unquote middleman, and then dun sa
Right.
inyo sa startups na i-acquire supposedly. So, ayun nagkaroon ng missed expectations and kumbaga
Mhm.
in some way siguro yung middleman hindi niya na-achieve properly yung parang quote unquote due diligence
Right.
for the top investor mismo ano. Pero ano lang 'no, I'm also curious. I mean, so ang parang usapan nun is kaya niyo tinake away from the public yung business kasi 'pag in-acquire kayo kumbaga nasa kanila na lahat ng rights, nasa kanila lahat ng parang
Yeah.
ownership nung technology. So ano yung talks nung about parang acquisition?
Ano yun, full acquisition. Lilipat yung company from Philippines to that country in Africa.
Ah.
Kaya nilabas namin from public kasi may mga binabago kami sa app. Siyempre,
Ah,
aral namin kung paano yung design. And ano na rin, kumbaga, due diligence and respect sa kausap namin na, okay, sabi mo, done deal na to. Then we will take out the app sa yung public access niya tatanggalin namin para lang alam mo yun, ready na siyang i-turn over. Uh,
hmm,
and the big mistake on our end is alam mo naman tayong mga Pinoy, we trust so easily. So dito, talagang ano namin, pinukpok namin 'to kasi we were so eager to have our startup be acquired. Kasi I guess yun isa sa mga goal ng mga startups eh. Be
mm.
acquired, earn that money, recoup your investment. And ako, I'm personally guilty of this, and I think that's one of my biggest mistake in running Rocket Ship is we fell into that trap, of
Hmm.
to reach that gold bar dun sa balon, and then nahulog kami lahat. So, yun yung
Hmm,
experience.
grabe. I mean ako mismo nasasaktan, eh. Pero 'pag iniisip ko kasi, 'pag iniisip ko, like VC, ang parang model ng VCs, how they work, laging ano, eh, laging matatakal talaga yung startup, Kaya hindi
Yeah.
ako gano'n ka-fan ng VC. Sorry sa mga listeners,
Yeah.
pero hindi talaga ako fan ng VCs. Kasi yun nga, VCs are basically the VC firm basically is a middleman na parang ang business-wise, ang goal ng VC mismo hindi yung top investor, hindi yung parang mismong mayamang may hawak ng pera, yung VC firm. Ang goal niya is
Uh-huh.
really to make a profit out of the startup.
Yes.
So, meron pa diyang aspect na parang parang babaratin ka somehow, eh, na parang talagang
Mhm.
i-squeeze lahat ng meron ka para makakuha ng something na maging profitable for them. Kaya nga ako, hindi ako gano'n ka-fan na parang to really be acquired by, from in connection with a VC firm. And secondly,
Oo.
somehow yung mga ibang ganyang firms, I think, baka masamain na 'to ng
Mhm.
mga tao, eh, pero parang they get ideas, they get technology. I mean, hindi man siya ano na parang ang goal din nila is really to get cheaply new
Yeah,
technologies and
I agree with you.
talents from countries like the Philippines. Eh, mga Pilipino naman, ayan, siyempre may pangarap tayo na na
Oo.
ano, yumaman, ganyan. So,
Yeah.
ayun, nagkakaroon ng gano'ng mismatch. What do you
Um,
think? What do you think?
well, yeah, tama yung sinabi mo Johnny kasi when we do business, we have our motivations. Unfortunately, for some individuals or entities or organizations, kapag yung habol mo is just one bottom line and that's your profit, mahihirapan talaga yung mga startups. And sa naging experience namin in Rocketship, hindi lang dito sa acquisition chapter namin, but even the whole existence of Rocketship, ang naging struggle talaga namin Johnny is how to get in touch with the organizations that we believe could help us extend the runway of the company. Kasi
Hmm,
big tech company isn't cheap. Magastos yun. Buti kung I know some startups with other kind of business model, medyo hindi siya mahal patakuin. But for us, we were heavily tech-based. So ibig sabihin, we rely so much on the skills and talents of, people in the doing dev works, not dev na development work, yung, IT stuff. Um,
yeah.
Capital intensive talaga siya. And it was a struggle for us to find an investor who would be willing to listen and susugal dun sa ginagawa namin. Yung isa kong ang co-founder, ang lagi niyang sinasabi, para makahanap ka ng investor, na magbibigay ng pera sa company mo, patunayan mo munang may pera yung company mo.
Yeah,
Kung
yeah.
walang pera yung company mo, hindi sila maglalagay ng pera. Kung isipin mo, kaya nga naghahanap ng funding yung isang startup,
Exactly.
wala bang cash
Yan
flow yun eh.
pa, isa pa yan, isa pa yan, isa pa yan. Alam mo, nagtataka din ako, I mean, not to put this against VCs, I mean, may mga, hindi ko man generalize, pero
Yeah.
most VCs invest at late stages or kumbaga may traction ka na, may
Oo.
pera ka
So,
na. But basically, they say for scaling. Ano, may good point pa rin naman yun. Pero, I mean, yun nga yung point, no, na parang may pera ka naman na and parang mag-exit ka, magpapa-acquire ka, parang ina-advance mo basically yung magiging
yeah.
sweldo, yung magkikita mo, pero okay ba yun? I mean, is it really good for you? Why don't you keep na lang, kung profitable na yung business mo, ba't hindi mo na lang i-keep, 'di ba? So I guess parang ang proper din, I mean in this case, iba kasi yung mga angel investor somehow sa
Yeah.
mga
Of
parang
course.
VCs na nag-i-invest late stage. Angels yung I think parang hanap talaga in perfect for this kind of startups na walang-wala
Yes.
or really early stage idea or maybe MVP. So papasok yung angel na mag-i-inject talaga ng pera, ano.
Yeah. Yeah. Naalala ko tuloy, and ito baka mag-rock yung mga audience natin. Parang ano yan eh, the way how we celebrated the win of Kaloy, the Olympian.
Hmm.
Kung mapapansin mo, nung nanalo si Kaloy, that's when all the money started pouring in.
Yeah. Okay, okay.
Yes,
Gets.
na yung investment stage eh. Nasa return stage na tayo eh.
Gets.
Yun yung opinion ko. So inisip ko, sana naman yung ganong kalaking perang binibigay kay Keloy. And he deserved it. I'm not saying he didn't
Mm.
deserve the money, pero sana yung ganong kalaking pondo, meron naman pala eh. Baka pwedeng isugal din sa mga nagsisimula pa lang na may talent.
Tama, true. True sa mga
Diba?
athletes, I mean in terms of Olympics, sa ibang athletes, no? I mean i-share din dun, ano.
Oo. So, similar with the experience of startup entrepreneurs, Johnny, na ang daming maayos na business idea from Filipinos. Tayo mga Pinoy,
Hmm.
surely sobrang ingenious na mga Pinoy. We're creative, we're innovative. Hopefully, those who are financially capable can really invest in ideas and person and not just focus on investing on the money. Kasi kung
Yeah.
habol mo turns, paano naman yung mga nasa early stages na
Yeah.
ang simple pa lang natin, idea, skills, the character of the entrepreneur, di ba? So, I think marami sa mga startups ganyan yung nagiging experience, and we're one of those startups.
Yeah, true. At saka ang nangyayari nga rin dito, I mean, that parang this is capitalism eh. This is the negative part of capitalism na kung sino yung mas mayaman na, sila pa yung mas yayaman pa.
Yeah.
Parang, I mean, kumbaga, if for the basis din naman parang mas ita-take nila syempre yung less risk sa kanila eh. Yung kumbaga yung mayaman na kasi
May
proven na
habol
rin
eh.
no. So, doon sila
Oo.
mag-i-invest sa may pera na Pero, I mean, looking at it, parang okay pa talaga siya for in terms of equity, of opportunities for the Philippines. Ayun. So,
Mhm.
maisipan lang natin 'yun sa mga nakikinig nito. Let's just think about that, Ayun. So, another question pala, June. So, mula nung tinanggal niyo yung rocket ship sa public, parang gaano
Mhm.
katagal yung stage na yun na you were developing the tech on your own parang for acquisition? So, parang gaano katagal yung stage na yun in the startup life? Mga ilang months or years ba yun?
Mhm. Well, I'll go back to the time na sinisimulan pa lang namin si Rocket Ship, no? So may konting backstory na rin. So, itong Rocket Ship, naisip namin to way back 2019 kasi ako and my best friend si Chino Alarcon, who is also a co-founder of Rocket Ship, lagi kami bumibiyahe between Manila and Bicol eh. And I remember si Chino, may pinadala siyang TV sa akin papuntang
Wow,
Naga.
malaking TV yan.
Malaki. So, habang nagmamaneho ako, lingon na ako ng
Ilang
lingon
hours
sa
pala,
likod.
sorry, ilang hours ang Manila to Bicol?
Ako kasi mas preferred ko yung evening driving kasi walang
Mm.
traffic, bayan-bayan. So from Taguig to Naga, it takes 8 hours on an average. Minsan umabot ako
Oh,
ng 7 of the diretsong drive.
oh, kaya pala siya ng gano'n. Akala mga 12 parang usually 'di ba mga 12?
Pag daytime, mga alam ko, umaabot sa ganun
Ah,
katagal. Kasi pag naman ka na sa
okey.
mga, bawa sa Quezon Province na ang dami mong dadaan ng bayan, tapos maliliit yung
Hmm.
tumatagal talaga doon. Lalo pag nagkaroon ng
Mm.
bottlenecks peak. Kasi wala pa
Mm.
tayong expressway that goes all the way down south. So,
Mm.
nung
Kung
time na
rocket ship ka pala 'no, kung rocket ship ka hihinto-hinto ka talaga sa mga bayan. I mean, kung may ide-deliver ka dun hihinto ka talaga sa mga bayan
oo,
ipapadala yung parcel. Yeah, but anyway, sige go ahead.
at least may dagdag ka pang pera for your snacks or for your for
Yeah, yeah.
so hindi siya yung magiging hanap buhay mo. It's just meant to
Mm.
add budget
Panggas.
for gas. No, so naalala ko si Chino nagpadala ng TV yun papunta sa bahay nila sa Naga. So may TV ako sa likuran. Hanggang sa alam mo yung mga just for fun, mga maboteng usapan. Usapan na may bote sa harapan mo. Naisip namin si rocket ship. No? And then,
Mm.
only 2020, we had a deal with another tech company to provide us the development of the app, yung service nun. We met in a hotel, somewhere in Ortigas, and kami ni Chino, after nun, umiinom-inom kami sa tabi, just to celebrate between, or kaming dalawa lang, It's a silent celebration for the initial success. A week after, bigla nag-pandemic. So,
Um,
kaya umabot kami ng 2022 sa pag-ayos ng rocket ship, no? And then, fast forward, moving to 2023, dun sa acquisition talks, ulit-ulit kami sa dev part or sa development nung mobile app tsaka nung system. Kasi nga, we're preparing rocket ship for the eventual transition from Philippine to that African country, no? So,
mm.
pero for specifically para dun sa acquisition, actually inararo namin.
Mm.
Kaya sobrang tuwa ako dun sa team na nag-handle nun. Mga taga-Naga to, si Carlo, dalawang Carlo.
So you hired more people? You hired more to
Yun.
develop ganyan?
Kasi partnership between us and his startup para magtulungan tayo.
Um,
Kasi
oh,
for
I see.
mag-develop, hindi namin forget talaga yon. So nag-usap kami, no? And kudos to that team. In 1 month, nakagawa sila ng fleet management system. And alam ko, pinaghirapan
Mm.
yun, pinagpuyatan yun. And unfortunately, hindi natuloy. So, ganun talaga pag sumusugal ka eh. So,
Sugal.
yun yung challenge talaga of a tech company, no? Yung pag-invest mo into the infrastructure, yung software.
Yeah, tsaka ayun nga may mga ibang tao na may ibang startups, may ibang teams din na kumbaga nag-effort din. Pero
Yeah.
about yun nga, so parang ano naman, about the parang personal life. I mean like how did it affect kumbaga siguro like nung part na you were in acquisition talks and yung part na medyo nag-fail yung acquisition. So how did it affect your life? Maybe medyo personal na
Yeah.
kasi ang founders of course we are also human
Yeah.
beings, no? Yeah, so
It didn't turn out so well sa amin internally, no. We had issues with some co-founders, which is really understandable, especially if yung pera mo nandyan umiikot, no. And I think it's a common experience of startup entrepreneurs. Kaya I remember nung nasa school pa ako, ang laging sinasabi ng mga teachers natin, pag negosyante ka, kailangan yung character mo andun talaga. Eye on the goal or eye on the prize, no? So it was a not so good experience within us, within our team. And looking at the bright side, I'm just happy that there are some who remained, and if I can just mention their names, si Chino Alarcon and si Ian Ada, they continued to believe in the vision that we have for Rocket Ship. So ganun talaga siya, Johnny. When you do business and you do business with friends, be prepared, no? Sa lahat. Ano na
mm.
yun? Mag-away-away kayo. Ano bang tawag doon, Johnny? Occupational hazard na yun for the entrepreneur. So
Yeah.
I'm just happy that these two individuals remained, and hindi na
Hmm.
relationships namin.
Grabe 'no, ang negosyo, ang business, yun ang true test of friendship. Pero I mean sabi nga ng iba, don't do business with your friends or even with your family ano, kasi ayun baka may negative na mangyari. Pero I'm glad parang ito na-test ko din kumbaga kung sino yung mananatili na ano. But
Right,
ayun 'no,
agree.
how did you cope? I mean, despite like the challenges, the setbacks and the failed acquisition, how did you cope? Or your team din, parang ano nangyari sa inyo after, I mean, umiinom
Well,
pa ba kayo? May mga maboteng usapan pa ba kayo?
oo naman. In fact, 2 days ago, nag-usap kami ng dalawang
Oh.
kasama on how to keep things running. And ano yun eh, we do business with friends kasi kapag may vision tayo, you need people who will believe in that mission or that vision, who will share that vision with you para lang tuloy-tuloy, no? So right now, yes, we're still talking, we're still planning, and I think yung motivation doon dalawa eh. I'll start dun sa unang motivation. It's of course to recoup our investments. Malaki na yung naipasok namin dito ng capital, and kahit sino namang negosyante, syempre gusto magpabalik ang pera nila, whether may kita o wala, mas makabalik. Or kahit may bawas, as long as makabalik. And second, that motivation I think is, and it's our desire to really, or I guess it's being driven by our belief of our creation.
Mm.
Wala kami that we have this beautiful business idea which could potentially, not change the world kasi napaka-cliche nun, but kind of shake up things. Naniniwala kaming this could disrupt some things. And that motivates us.
Mm.
Uh, Despite the setbacks, the challenges, the belief in ourselves, in the vision of each and everyone in our team, yun yung tumutulak sa amin. And I think that's the reason why our relationship, personal and business, transcends beyond the usual
Mm.
buy or sagutan. It's just like any other business organization. Sa mga board meeting,
Yeah.
nag-aaway directors.
Yeah.
And
True.
go with that case, even we're a small organization.
Is payroll processing taking too much of your time? Introducing Sprout Payroll Starter. For as low as 5,000 pesos per month, you get a team of experts to help you with your payroll and HR needs. We'll help compute and process payroll, handle all your government compliance requirements, and automate timekeeping. Leave the payroll to us so you can focus on growing your business. Enjoy peace of mind with Sprout Payroll Starter.
Yeah, ayun. But ako honestly, I'm a believer din talaga sa idea ni Rocket Ship kasi I mean, especially now, like for example ako, I live
Yeah.
in Bulacan now, Bulacan. So labas na ako ng Manila nakatira. Nasa Pilipinas
Yeah.
ako ngayon pala. No, last time na I interviewed yun, nasa Taiwan pa
Nasa
ako. But
Taiwan. Yeah.
right now, I'm living in Bulacan. Ang work ko sa Quezon City. So, uso na kasi ngayon yung parang decentralization aspect ng Manila na parang may mga nakatira na sa Bulacan, sa Cavite, sa even farther pa nga, Pampanga yung iba. So may mga ganung travel na talaga araw-araw And uso na rin sa atin ngayon ng parang work from home na merong mga once or twice lang pupuntang office. So ngayon parang kung si Rocket Ship, siya yung parang pwedeng parang imbes na babiyahe ka pa just for an item, ipasabay mo na lang dun sa mga babiyahe on another day. For example, ikaw, ang pasok ko ay Tuesday, tapos may kailangan nang kunin ng Thursday pero hindi mo napapasok. So pwedeng ipasabay ko na lang sa iba, no? So nangyayari ngayon sa Manila, sa mga metro cities sa Pilipinas, I think pwede siya pero ayun nga, I think it needs pa siyempre, I mean, a larger scale and parang larger validation, ano. So speaking of that, moving forward, ano na ang plano niyo kay Rocket Ship? So ibabalik niyo na ba siya? Ibabalik niyo na ba yung app sa for the public para for anyone to use?
Well, right now, may mga kausap kaming tao who can help us, set things in motion again. One of my good friend who is based in Bicol also, si Rome Candaza, is helping me talk to potential investors who might really help us push this forward. So,
Angel investors, mga ano na to.
Yeah.
I mean, na Pilipino or
and I guess ang maganda for this particular case is yung hinahabol namin hindi na mga venture capitalists or big organizations. We're not talking to
yeah.
individuals.
Tsaka I think factor din na Filipino kasi parang context parang they understand Yeah.
Yeah. So, tao yung kausap namin, hindi organization.
True. Hindi hierarchy, hindi walang middleman.
Exactly.
Yes.
Ang kausap namin taong yung merong financial resources, and if they business model, They'll share their financial resources with us, and we'll do our best to make it grow, to make things happen. And magandang experience na ang kausap mo tao na eh. And that's where we are right now. Ang maganda doon is yung silver lining of this particular failure is it allowed us to look back and really focus on our strengths. Even for other startups, I believe yung strength natin as Filipino is we're always able to rise up after, pag nadapa ka, tatayo ka eh. Pag nadapa ka, huwag kang humiga. At umiyak, nakahiga ka lang dyan.
Magmukmok. Yeah, true.
Then look back, learn from things, and start all over again.
But I think true ayun, no? Kasi ang kinaganda rin if you get Filipino angel investors, parang they really become a part of your team eh, na parang andun talaga yung effort din nila to help you and to see you succeed, ano? Ang kinaiba nito sa, yun nga, ibang uri ng investors kasi they're just there for the money or for
Yeah.
getting a new technology cheaply. So, I think parang if you get these angel investors, parang you really broaden the team eh. Meron ding ibang, kumbaga, more perspectives, ay may finance, may capital, meron din actually more perspectives. And kayo as the founders, kayo yung parang talagang work, kayo yung talagang technical and yung organization, etc.
Yeah.
Ano? So, aside from the investment, so how do you parang plan to operate naman si Rocket Ship? Excited na akong makita ulit ang Rocket Ship up eh. So, how do you plan yung parang magiging operation niya?
Well, sa amin, as soon as we have the necessary funds, we have a team in Bicol na ready to roll. So right now, may mga kinakausap kaming mga van drivers in Bicol na bumabiyahe palagi. And hopefully, they'll join us kasi advantage din sa kanila yon, no? So for example, halimbawa ako, if nasa Naga ako dyan, tapos may papadala akong document sa Albay, sa Legazpi City, that's 3 hours drive. Ipapakorek yung document ko, it might take 1 day para umabot sa Legazpi. Kung naglakad ako, baka nadala ko na yun doon. Pero come to think of it, between these two cities in Bicol, ang daming bumabiyahe dyan eh. Ang dami, whether public utility or private car. Ano ba naman yung document mo doon for a fee? And ayun na, in 3 hours, nandun na sa destination mo yung papadala mo.
Actually, ang naisip ko for its operation, parang if I may give an idea or advice, parang hanapin nyo yung parang group of people na parang lagi na may binabiyahe. Na for some reason, lagi may binabiyahe. For example, ako I remember dati share ko lang onte Nag-work ako nag-OJT ako sa isang FMCG na company. And then pinapadala ako sa warehouse nila, yung main office sa Manila. Yung warehouse sa Laguna, sa Cavite. So merong mga tao actually na regularly bumabiyahe from like Manila to Cavite. Kailangan lang natin hanapin kung sino itong mga to So and if you start with those people na regularly, parang sila yung pwedeng unang maging users ni Rocket Ship yung parang talagang solid na na parang valid na parang sama ma-validate si Rocket Ship. And ito yung talagang working aside from yung mga medyo circumstantial na parang may biyahe na malayo and makikisabay. So maybe mahanapan ng parang ganung niche si Rocket Ship na ano ba yung hanggang hindi ko na alam eh. Baka kayo for sure mas alam na to Parang ano yung set of people na yun? I think meron eh. Ano yung set of people na yun na regularly may ruta pero meron cargo space and there are private persons So it can happen eh, di ba? What do you think?
Well, yun. The initial success we had way back 2022 to 2023, ano yun eh. Ang sobrang nakatulong doon dyan is sana hindi na ikapahamak to. Yung mga colorum. Alam mo yung mga bumabiyahe.
Yes.
Hindi dapat. I mean,
nung walang regulated na ruta or na parang hindi sila ganun ka official,
Pero sila yung niche market na sinasabi natin na nakita sa Rocket Ship kasi may cargo space ka eh and tinatakbo mo yung yun eh, no? So and that's why sa Bicol may mga kausap kaming certain groups na may mga vans and truck na willing i-try kasi dagdag kita yun eh. Again, hindi natin sinasabi na kunyari ako mag-auto loan ako ng sasakyan, ang purpose ko or yung intent ko solely is to be a partner driver of rocket ship. Ngayon pa lang sasabihin ko na hindi okay yun kasi hindi enough
Mm.
gig doon. Ang mga hinahanap
Mm.
natin, yung mga bumabiyahe regularly and
Yeah.
pwedeng pagkakitaan yun.
Yes. Kumbaga may ano na, may talagang may biyahe na ano, makikisabay lang. Puwede nga
Right.
actually baka puwede rin na parang may company ano, hindi ko na alam sa ngayon, pero baka may company, parang logistics related na company, na puwedeng makipag-partner with rocket ship na ano rin, parang sabay sa deliveries
Yeah.
nila gano'n. Something like that.
Yes, may mga nakausap kami nun na small players sa logistics sector na may mga truck
Yeah.
na naghahanap ng backload. So halimbawa, may dineliver si truck from Bicol, say for example, saan ba maraming pabrika? Kunyari sa Bulacan. May dineliver
Yeah, dito nga actually.
di ba? Tapos yung base ng truck nasa Bicol. So pagbalik na ng walang sakay yun. Whether it's it's a prime real estate. It's a cargo space.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yun.
actually, oo. True. At saka ano nga, ayun, I mean, para ma-utilize naman nun nagko-cause ng traffic yung mga truck, eh. Tsaka saktong yung mga galing pier, galing port na mga ano, galing let's say Batangas Port or Manila Port, papuntang Bulacan dahil sa mga pabrika dito. So pagpabalik nga, kaysa ayun, I mean, actually sobrang daming truck dito, natatakot nga minsan baka masagasaan ako, eh. Pero ayun, ma-utilize naman na maayos despite kumbaga yung ino-occupy nilang ano space and safety din. Ayun, so
yung cargo space na yun yung pinag-uusapan natin, eh. So whether you're a sedan or you're an 18-wheeler, if you have a cargo space, sobrang tulong yun, to help those who need to send parcels from point A to point B. Lalo na sa belief namin ni Rocket Ship, yung distribution network ng mga conventional couriers, hindi naman talaga ganun ka-extensive, eh. Halimbawa, yung city ko sa Iriga, that's in Camarines Sur. We are 1 hour away from Naga. Pag magpapa-courier yung nanay ko ng documents sa akin to Taguig, may cut-off doon, eh. If taking yung cut-off doon after lunch. Pag ka doon after that particular cut-off, kahit maaga-aga pa, wala na, next day na yun, aalis dyan. Kasi yung truck dumaan. So, small concerns, we hope to address this with our business model.
At saka ayun, I mean, you said the right term, business model. So yun din yung kinaganda na parang if you have more angel investors or parang more perspectives in the team, mas maiisip nyo yung tamang idea, yung tamang paraan para papaganahin talaga yung business model. Kasi nga, yung siguro parang connected with your previous botched acquisition, medyo parang parang kinukuha nila kayo to match what they're doing. Ito naman, parang you're really building from scratch and really finding a good business model. So with the help of other Filipinos, of other people, maaring mahanap nyo yung tamang demographic, tamang user base, and tamang paggamit kay Rocket Ship para maging sustainable siya operationally. Ayun, grabe, ang ganda ng ating usapan, Jun. And salamat sa pag-share ng nung challenges, setbacks na nangyari kay Rocket Ship, and now you're still moving forward naman. Sabi mo nga, as Filipinos, hindi tayo nagmumukmok. After a setback, after let's say a failure, we rise up and go forward. Siguro na lang just to end this conversation, June, what's your parang pinaka-advice sa mga other startup founders about your lessons that you've learned? So ano ba yung parang pinaka-advice na maaari mong mabigay sa kanila?
For me, and this is what I treasure the most, surround yourself with the right people. And when you say the right people, those who are willing to share the vision with you, those who will believe and embody the vision you have. So yun yung key dun, eh. Pag binalikan natin yung mga history ng mga known entrepreneurs, lahat sila napaligiran ng tamang tao, eh. Either hinanap nila yung taong yon or andun na yung taong yon. So for those who are just mga nagbabalak magtayo ng sariling startup, surround yourself with the right people, kasi when everything breaks down, yun yung magiging foundation mo eh. Yung mga nakapali.
Actually, ang ganda nun I mean, ang ganda nun surround yourself with people with the same vision. Maybe like your co-founders, your teammates, and even investors or maybe advisors. So really, really, kumbaga aligned kayo. I think that's the perfect word. Kumbaga alignment ng inyong vision and maybe ng inyong parang character na rin. So, ayun, thank you so much, June, for sharing your story. Salamat na merong startup founder na parang willing mag-share ng setbacks, story about the struggles. Kasi sometimes, pinag-usapan lang natin po ng mga successes, positive things. So, tama rin naman na pag-usapan natin yung mga ganitong challenges para makita natin how we can adjust or how we can learn or how startup founders kumbaga can maybe maiwasan na rin yung ganitong mga pangyayari. So, ayun, thank you so much, June. And baka may nakikinig na to na with the same vision pala, with the same direction pala, and want to help out Rocketship. Maybe someone wants to join you, na-inspire din sa iyong story. So, how can they contact you or know more about you and Rocketship?
Yeah. Well, they can reach out to me in social media, June TB. Medyo may pagka-unique yung name ko, so mahanap ako. I'm in Facebook and LinkedIn, so maghanapan nilang tayo doon. Or if they can tag me in here in your Facebook page, then I'll be happy to reach out to them, right? Kasi ang dami ng viewers mo na eh. So the Startup PH social media can also be a good way to connect people, and I'll be just here.
Yeah, sige. I'll tag si Rocketship, of course. Tsaka sige, I'll also tag. Okay lang itag ang iyong personal FB?
Oh, naman. Yeah, of course.
Sige. Ayun, sige. Ayun, so thank you so much, June, and salamat sa pag-share ng story. Salamat.
Thank you, and happy to be here again. Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to our 50 patrons. This episode is super powered by AskLex PH Academy, our official e-learning partner. Get certifications on Lean Six Sigma, project management, data science, and more. 1. CFO services, bookkeeping and tax, and payroll processing for startups and small businesses. Tuala, privacy-focused digital experience for sharing identity information across Web 2 and Web 3 ecosystems. Better Support, a Manila-based BPO company. They are offering a referral program for anyone who can bring in new BPO clients. If you know any Western-based business that might have a need, let us know. Britanna, a cloud-based enterprise-grade ERP solution that fits the small and medium business budget. Fail Coach, business training, coaching, and consulting for startups and SMEs that are scaling or finding product market fit. Wonder Brand, next generation data science-driven brand strategy and design company for emerging markets. School Tech, all-in-one AI-integrated school and learning management system for small and medium schools. Doon, Philippines' first fully insured peer-to-peer car sharing marketplace. East Point Business Outsourcing Services, the one-stop shop for streamlined business solutions for MSMEs such as business registration, bookkeeping, and more. And Space Cebu, global co-working space, private office, and meeting rooms for startups, digital nomads, and freelancers. Mamiki Super Pet App, the Philippines' first ever one-stop mobile app for pet products and services. MarketMind Local, a digital marketing company focused in helping small and medium businesses. Mata Technologies, Philippines' premier provider of virtual tours and maps for LGU's real estate, tourism, and private businesses. Hire Business Solutions, provider of the most configurable cloud-based payroll system in the Philippines. Smile, consent-driven digital employment verification service to make smarter decisions faster. DVCode Technologies, IT solutions specializing in software development, blockchain smart contracts, digital wallets, and cybersecurity. Drive Manila, PH largest peer-to-peer car rental community. Ignite Careers, career matching platform for Filipino talents and hiring companies in the outsourcing industry. Looking for buy and sell online with Sigurado sellers. NutriCoach, personalized nutrition and weight loss programs for you. Benjoy's Food Products, the home of premium bacon ends, tapa, and tocino. This episode is powered by Contact RFID Business Cards, Dohey Philippines, Edfolio, Hive Rooms, Kazam, Codesham, Jure.ph, Big Giant Games, Founders Launchpad, Packetworks, Uplift Codecamp, Pareto Consulting, Agile Data Solutions, Hassel PH, Board Prep, Zales, Sirius MD, Pahatid PH. Please support the podcast through the links in the description.